All right. 7:05 on a Thursday evening. We are live with Jack McCaig of Liberty Aid Academy with some big, and is that Merlin I see in the corner there?
He probably wanted to come on for a second here, it looks like. And
There
Tim
you go.
Judge hosted this show, making it happen. Also, student, for a long
Yes.
time student, done it all. Realtor, if you need one. And he's the one doing the videos up here and get this done. So if you need someone, to do that with your work, you need someone who knows how to get it done and help people. And you don't know how to do it, he's the guy. Well worth every penny in all those respects I just said. So Tim Judge.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Um,
Marla's just
I'll add to that I just joined a large national worldwide firm, EXP, which I can help and recommend people all over the world. So all 50 states and multiple countries. So yeah, if you do have any questions, I can help or get you help anywhere you are.
cool. What the perfect intro. We ran a minute or two late. I still nailed my intro.
Yes, you did.
That's so good. I'm really happy to hear that. And really, it's great working with Tim, myself, and I'm sure if you're watching his shows and stuff, you feel the same way. Like he cares about, what's going to happen to you in the situation. And I almost had it. That's it. So, but it's good to have someone on your side, and Tim is on your side, and he's trustworthy as so on, literally. And so he's the one to, get that advice how to watch over you. If you have a real estate transaction, that's what you need. Like someone actually telling you the truth. That's all you need. So, yeah, glad you made it.
Frank's Upholstery in the house. Greetings, gentlemen. Yes, thank you. I was having do you have any major announcements? Anything? Otherwise, I had a conversation this week I wanted to share.
I do want you to share, but people should be having a big vernal equinox thing this weekend. So if you're looking for a very short period of time to step through the window and make a discount purchase for all the courses here, we're going to have it 20% off this weekend only. So just that announcement. So people, you should do this. You could get it this weekend, get everything ready. Come Monday, boom. You could really do that easily.
Yes.
You could get it tonight and do it tomorrow, honestly. So please, people, we're trying to help you. So that's the only announcement, really. So I like the name of your show, and I'm glad you have something that happened you want to share. It's cool.
Yeah. Pamela Poe. Hello, everyone. Welcome, Pamela.
Super supporter. Thank you, Pamela. Great to have you.
So, yes, we're live, and we will take your questions live. If you want to put those into the chat, you can also join us here on live in the video. I'm going to paste right now the StreamYard link so that if you want to jump into the show, you're more than welcome and share a story, a testimonial or experience or a question you might have about why you should start today, besides the fact that you get the major 20% discount this weekend. But yeah, start today. Like Jack always says, you can't help you if you don't get started.
Yeah.
But there it is. So my question I had with a friend of mine was asking me about private trust versus public trust, and that's why I named the show. But specifically, he was having issues with registering his car, and he was having he was like, well, I think I just might go. I have so many liens against me and everything like this. They won't let me register my car. And so I was like, well, if you put your car into the trust and have the trust register the car. Did I get that right? Or how can I help him? He does not have a trust yet. I wanted to get him to get in there, and this weekend being on sale, that'd be a great thing. But how do I get him around the fact that before he has to go claim bankruptcy and all that kind of stuff to get these debts off his back from the DMV and the town. The property taxes are holding him back from being able to register a vehicle. Can he put the vehicle into the trust and then register it through the trust?
Interesting. I'll tell you what, I usually don't recommend that for different reasons. So let me go in the recommended way. I talk about that, and then let me talk about the loophole your friend needs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just so people, because I'm trying to give all the information here in
Sure.
this. It's not a. It becomes basic once you realize what's going on. So what we're talking about is uh, ownership and use
Mm-hmm.
of a vehicle, really, but it also, we're talking about use of a title, and that they would accept that at the DMV. Oh, you don't owe us money, so now we'll do your paperwork and put everything on the public record about your assets. So we'll allow for transactions to happen because you don't owe us money. That's the way
Mm-hmm.
they're on their place. You know what I mean? And so Tim's bringing up, oh, but who's owed? Right? It's certainly not you. You don't get to own or owe anything. You see, corporations do. And Tim's point is his person is the thing that owes the money and everything. Okay. And that's why they're not letting them do that. So, and that's why I usually recommend, if you were to have anything of any value, well, differing values, but let's use like a vehicle. In this case, it doesn't have that much value. Usually, if it does,
Mm-hmm.
that's okay. But it usually only has value. The most value is when you first get it and you owe the bank, and so it's like it's not even
Right.
your. So we're not talking about something that needs its own trust usually,
Mm-hmm.
because it's such a valuable asset. You know what I'm saying? We're not. And so we usually say, hey, just your operations. Uh, Trust, which is usually like your first name, last name trust, would be fine to own a vehicle. You know what I
Right.
mean? This isn't as so how would it own it? You know what I'm saying? Uh, it would own it. A way I recommend for these reasons, the title is in the name of the trust, and because there are two pieces, right, down at DMV. There's a title, and then there's a registration. So I always recommend put the title, if it's free and clear vehicle, into a trust. It's in the trust. It's not yours. You're a Christian. Boom, everything's set. You don't own nothing, control everything. Don't own the asset. Great. Okay, so what to do about the registration? Well, the registration I usually, in every, maybe not in this case, but in most cases, I say, hey, put it in the name of the person, because I think the person doesn't have any income, doesn't have any assets, nothing. We want to keep everything out of the person's name so it qualifies for all the government freebies and everything like that. Okay,
Right.
so the person doesn't have anything, so then it becomes like a target. You know what I mean? Like all the risk, you want it. The person wants it, and so that's why you would put the insurance and the registration usually in the name of the person. Also, people usually have insurance in the name of their person, so nothing changes there. And so that's an easy paperwork thing to do. Too, they don't. There's no nothing to explain down the DMV. Oh, okay, the registration say your insurance doesn't change, nothing like that. Just the title does. Okay. Now, in this case, the person owes money, so they don't want to put the person on anything. But I'll tell you
Right.
what, they're not going to want to transact using the person in any way, shape, or form. Is what I think is going to happen. Uh, because since midterm 2001, right? Since the midterm, uh, Patriot Act, you got to show your ID for every financial transaction you have with
Right.
a bank and all that stuff. So, and they're part of that whole thing. So they're gonna want to be like, oh, hey, let's look up your person. So they don't. My thing it is, they're probably not going to care that much,
Mm-hmm.
uh, because you got to hand them that ID that they issue, by the way. So they're going to know it's you, and they're going to know how much money is, because it's right there in their computer. It's not like in a different
Right.
section or something like that. Is definitely right there at the DMV, and it's right up on their computer. So I would say a possible roundabout would be, oh, we'll put the registration in the name of the trust, and just the trust transacts and stuff like that. But uh, that might be good if your, like, wife did it, you know what I'm saying? And they
Hmm.
you know what I mean? But if you're trying to do it and you gotta hand them the person to make a transaction, I'm guessing they're gonna hold it up,
Right.
So, uh, that's a possible method around having another trustee or something like that go in and have a go at it, you know? But I've seen if there's more than one name on a trust, so you're going in to change ownership, they will want that second signature and ID and all that stuff for their records. So I don't see a way around. I mean, I see the idea of a way around it the way you brought it up. You follow me? But I
Hmm.
don't see an actual way around it, because here's ID, your name's there somewhere, right?
Right.
It's just another trust, so you got nothing to do with it and stuff like that. And that's fine to do those kind of things for these kind of reasons. You know what I mean? And that's why a family effort, a husband and wife effort can get around some of these hurdles working as a team easy. You know what I'm saying? And not pay the money
Gotcha.
and stuff like that. So if it was a trust he was never on, his wife goes and does it all and like that, that's a way.
Right.
So, but I don't know about his insurance and nothing like that. So it becomes complicated like that.
Right.
And then that's when, they push people to work, into not registering that whole line of work, which I don't usually recommend because there's so little money in it and so big hassle in it that I'm just like, life is hard enough. Don't attract the ones that waste your time into your area on purpose, the police. If there's some fees to pay, that's why I recommend it. But he would be welcome to try what you recommended. I say, but I don't think it's going to roll like that for those reasons. And it would take a little time to do that and get started trust and do all that, and go find out might be worth it. It might be really high fees we're talking about that they want, and so hey, go try it. It might work,
Right.
but I don't think it will. I just don't, and I don't like to
Okay.
waste people's time. So
Sure.
but those are the pieces of the puzzle so that people understand, the issues at work, and that's why I don't recommend, "Hey, do it, don't do it." I'm like, "No, it's a long shot," and that's the information. What people want to do with their time, I don't tell people what to
Hmm.
do. You know what I mean? I'm like, these are the options. I try to make it so people can make a whole, fully informed decision on things I've already done myself. You know what I mean?
Right.
Only. So, okay. Right. Great
Gotcha.
question.
Very good. Well, thank you. Thank you for clearing that one up. Jetpack Joe in the house. Hey, Jack, thanks for all your great work. Do you think it's a good idea to open the trust by yourself or with someone?
By yourself first. First trust, that would be first name, last name, trust. Yes, every individual basically. There could be reasons not to do that, but it's just so easy. You see, you have an ID that matches, and you could always put someone on that, or you could, oh, hey, but I've got a wife. Okay, well, she could do her first and last name trust, and she has that, and then you could get one together, and handle your operations together that way. Asset owning, stuff like that. But in the rare case that is, oh no, we're married, everything's together, everything's smooth. I never heard of that happening. But you could do it with one trust. But basically, you have ID, you go in. It's so easy. The bankers, you don't raise any red flags. Probably almost everyone's trust is first name, last name trust that comes out of a lawyer. It's just there you go. You open the trust, out you go. You got a bank account, you got a debit card. That's all you're trying to do. So that's what I recommend to start. Okay.
Gotcha. Very good. Let's see. There's more. Well, he says thank you and great idea. There you go. So yeah, that's it for there. There's over a dozen people in the room. So if you do have any questions, please make sure you do that. And I just putting up the link for your membership Mentor membership on Mondays is right there. You go through YouTube at Liberty Aid Academy/membership, so you can get the latest and greatest and up to date. You're coming up on your live show towards the end of the month on a Monday. You usually do that to go over all the homework that you've given everybody. Is that right?
September 30th, I think, is a Monday at noon this month, and they're canned videos before then that I make ahead of
Hmm.
time, really, because it's just, I'm trying to get the information done. Hey, here's the application we fill out, da, 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 da. And sometimes things go offline, or you can't get through. No, I'm not wasting anybody's time. Every week it's like, here's what we're doing. And every detail, like sometimes it's like 5 little videos or something to get every piece of everything.
Hmm.
And even further updates, sometimes weeks out on separate things. But then I wrap it up for the month. Hey, last Monday we'll sit. Anybody got questions, stuff like that? Whoever's in that membership level is a mentor level. And really, people think I'm doing advanced student work. No, none of this is like super advanced. Advanced, yes, in a way that I don't like to waste my time, and I don't like to waste your time. Advanced meaning I don't talk a lot, I don't do here's what you do, fill in this blank, fill in this, fill in this, fill in this, and that's it. I think those are the way to make the best use of people's time and not philosophize or nothing like that. I just give, this is what we're doing, and here's how you do it. That's a mentorship because this is great. This is good. We interact with the public, and this kind of like sales here, free live stuff we do every week. But we're your student, I don't want to waste your time like that. No, no, you got a busy life, and you're like, I need to do this. Okay, do it. This is how you do it. So that's the way it's done, and then a wrap up at the end of the month, and that seems to be working fine as we're going along here. Uh, because there's everything in the courses is, legit and there and everything. But it's a different thing to be like, hey, we're on the application right now, and this is the website, and every little detail is kind of nice to be able to have a little more time to really explain like the principles of, in this like you always want to think like this, and to really cement this into people's minds. So this, because we grew up like with one kind of thinking about finances, like we were everything we're taught, but this is just uh kind of the right way to do it, the way
Hmm.
that super wealthy do it and all that. So we just weren't told. So I like to, make it, repetitive and get it right. And then it becomes totally second nature. What you see behind the curtain is like, well, this isn't smart. This is just hidden. Yeah, it's not hard. You know how to use a debit card, a bank account. It's not like anything you don't know, but it's just like, oh, how do I get in there and do that? That's all. So that's kind of the way I think about how that mentor program is going. Is so it'd be great to have more people. I usually don't do this type of mentor program thing for that long. It takes a lot of my effort. And I usually then sort of make it a part of another course that we have. I've done this a couple times in the years, where I've just sort of done a whole bunch of stuff and interacted uh, with people, doing the work currently, and then made that information available later. I might just keep this on YouTube. We'll see how it goes. Uh, but I really think, my time is rare and valuable, and to get, you know, really clearly this is why you do it this way, and this is why this is first and that's second, and just doing it in order how to I teach people how to track their financial information in a simple way in a spreadsheet and stuff, that how to do a profit and loss, like a lot of
Hmm.
little tools that are super helpful that you know I'm just a really pragmatic guy. I don't like to waste time or space or do overly bloat anything. I don't like to do that because our lives are busy. So I'm really succinct. So, keep it up with the information that way in live videos, current stuff. I think is a sort of, to group instead of individual. Like I'm not doing consultations one on one except for the concierge level where somebody gets like 5 of them, and then I'm really working with the student. I get
Hmm.
so much progress that way too. But this is sort of more just running what I think, generally people need instead of like the concierge saying, "What do you need? I'm here for you." So those are kind of like the two levels of things that I have for people. Uh, the other one is the hey Berlin. The other one is the classroom, which is our private online
Yeah.
forum just in the school. Uh, it's really people get a lot out of it, and it's like a place where we can all put our information in there, answer questions, post documents, photos, links, everything. Uh, and it's just fellow students in there, and myself and Tammy do a support. So it's no outside influences. All the other information and questions that people have asked, it's all in there, and it's under different headings. Really easy to search. Oh, hey, I want to. How do I start a bank account? Oh, click, and then you read everybody else's questions on it. You're totally filled in on everything. But if you're not, type what question in there. I thought I'm right there.
Yeah.
So we have many ways that there isn't. Hey, you know why our school's number one? No, it's not a reason. It's I'm doing a lot mentoring people. I'm really there for people in many different ways and many different medias. That's how we're so successful. No one is left behind. Whatever your best way to learn this, I have a method for you. So.
Excellent. Jetpack Joe's back with Jack. Did you open a non-interest bearing checking account or a checking and savings?
Nah, I don't worry about that non-interest stuff. That's not really necessary. No, that doesn't matter because it's just a misunderstanding, sort of. I don't like misunderstandings. No matter what you do with this trust, it doesn't matter whether it gets interest or makes money, or it doesn't matter. Okay, as long as you're not doing anything illegal, you're not running keys of coke up from Colombia. Okay, great. That you could use this bank account. Just you're generally following all the laws. Okay, I'm not. You're not doing anything illegal. Okay, great. They don't care because they're doing the same thing with these
Right.
trust accounts. You see, you're not doing anything that they're not doing. Making money is fine. See, making a profit is a taxable event, but this trust, it never has taxable events because of the structure of this trust. The rules are the structure says as long as money goes in and out of the trust account, in and out of the trust, and assets go in and out of the trust, just that, no taxable events, no reporting the IRS, no filling out forms, no paying the IRS. 501c3 status for this trust as soon as you get the EIN. And it's also better than 501c3 status alone. It's a special type where you don't fill out paperwork to the IRS every year. This is why the super wealthy, Illuminati, whatever they want to call themselves, oh, we're so smart. Uh, every president's like, well, I can't show you my tax form, but nobody has any tax forms. Why? They're
Right.
not filling out any. You could do the same. You see, I'm an accountant and auditor. I'm like, oh, you say that's legal? Okay, well, where's the paperwork? Oh, you got We Trust. You need a trust. I did the same. What? Now everybody's doing it. It's fine. It's copyrighted. Everyone could do this.
Right. Right. And Frank says no income, only donations and grants.
Thank you. It's they had a spell on us. They put a spell on me,
Hmm.
And this oh Merlin, what are you doing? Oh, you want to get out of here? Hold on one second. We're gonna
Go
get
right
back.
ahead.
I got a Merlin door to open here. All right, buddy.
I will repost
He was
the.
just here for the intro. Sorry. He's like, my dinner's in the other room. What?
I
Open
know
the
the feeling,
door.
Merlin. Um, I put the link up if anybody wants to jump in the room. We got 14 people in here. If anybody wants to ask a question live or leave a testimonial or just come in and say hello, there it is.
I like the title. Thanks for doing that, Chip. It'd be great to have anyone on here. So great when somebody comes on here is like, and you're like, well, all I can say is, yeah, it don't work out that way. You
Hmm.
you get on is say what people think can't be done, which is open up trust, not pay taxes, everything's cool. keep your money you earn. Like, they obviously do it, right?
Right.
As many other things. Well, that's what we're here to teach you. Not only am I quitting paying them money, they're going to start paying money in the other directions. Finally get some payback, right? It's a free country. Where's all the free stuff? That's what I'm teaching you. And it's not
Right.
like that question mark dude on TV in the 80s or 70s. Hey, the government is giving away all this money. That ain't not that money.
Yeah.
Not that money. Not that money. Not, if there's any of that money, I'm not saying this still qualify. You're still qualified, but not that
Right.
money. No, the easy to get money, like where you reach, hey, thank you. That money, not the made up money that you don't get. Not that. You keep your money you make, and then there are government programs your person that doesn't have anything qualifies for. So you just fill out the applications and get the money or services or whatever free stuff they got every month. It, not you, qualifies every month. They were using this person, this whole Ponzi scheme. This is you. This is your ID. That's you. I'm like, it doesn't. Is that small and not alive? That I don't think I'm over here. I don't think that's me. And so they had us hoodwinked, right? And, tricked into thinking, oh, that's your permanent record. What?
Mm.
It's like, well, there is no. Every 7 years it gets wiped. Worst case scenario, credit wise, who cares about the rest of the record, right? Where's your money? So they had us tricked there for a minute, but now the person, which was the bane of our existence, was like a choke collar around our neck. Oh, don't do that, or we're going to take money from you. Now we're using that thing as a vacuum cleaner to take back everything we can get. Uh, they you stole everything. Whose country is this? Whose free country is it? How come we're paying for? I don't. No one ever has the answer. I don't expect anyone here to, but I mean, anywhere I go, no one has an answer. Oh, it's a free country. What free stuff do we get? Whose country is it? It's supposed to be our country. So I don't know why are we paying money for real estate? Can anyone help me with that? I don't get it. I
Yeah.
don't understand it. It makes no sense to me. So, like, where's you sold the oil and gas of the country and it's our country? Where's the money? Where's our cut? I don't,
Right.
the whole thing's just such a scam. Everybody's kind of over the scam thing on the government. So, you could accuse me as many have. You're just gaming the system. I'm like, well, I didn't create the game of a system, but
Right.
that's exactly what an accountant does: is game the system in the favor of the people that he's working for, or she. He or
Right.
she is working for. That's what they do. That's what my job is. I'm like, me, instead of individual clients, why don't we teach everyone not to pay the government and take as much money back from them as possible? That would be a much better use of my time and everybody else's time. Instead of me having to charge super high dollars and have an office and just select few come in and all that stuff, the way the Illuminati do it. Like, no, I'm going to teach everyone. I'm just going to teach everyone, like whoever shows up, that's intelligent enough to just get into school and understand English. It'll work for you. I'll teach everyone. Like, the only thing
Well,
they have
that's
over us is knowledge. So once you have the knowledge, they don't have anything over you.
that's the saying, give a man a fish he eats for the day, teach a man to fish and he'll eat for a lifetime. So you're teaching us how to fish and how to use the system, how to I mean, how big is the IRS book now? It's 2,000 pages or something like that. If they wanted to make it easy and simple for everybody, they sure could, but they don't.
Well, and I
So
have, right? You got to carry around that 2,000 pound page book or whatever, like,
yeah.
Atlas. You like, just chuck it and then get one of these trusts. And the only thing you have to do is make sure the money goes in and out of the trust and the assets too. And that's it. Nothing else.
Right.
End of story. They're that
And
lazy. The rich are that lazy.
yeah,
So this is what they do. Now you do it. That's it.
this is the simple answer. And of course it's private versus public. That's the name of the show. So here's your softball. It's the fact that you have to do it yourself. So
I feel like
Show 'em.
$6 million man. Da, 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 bing. It's out of here. No, this is a good one because it comes up so much. Man, we I don't want to do this again. I lost my fear for a year or two, and then I went back into Facebook marketing. Oh my God, never do it.
Yeah.
Okay, just never pay Meta anything ever. They'll just steal. That's just their thing. They'll murder you or they'll steal from you. It's like run by the mafia. I don't. It's not. It's so purely evil. And plus, that's not all. It's such a how to say this in a you don't uh the intelligence level is just like, you know what I mean? Like you're gonna work when
Right.
you get a client from Facebook. You don't want that work. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't want it. Uh ah because they all come with these program questions like, oh no, it's a public trust. Facebook has already has a mesh up in that air head, which you have to get through, which you're gonna have a hard time getting through. Uh
Yep. Frank's saying if it was that easy, it would just be the way.
Right.
And
Well, it is
then,
the way it's done. It's just not the way that
yeah.
not telling us.
And Joe's saying they you say they game the system charges to learn how to play the game. So,
No,
yeah.
it's true. It's ridiculous. So public versus private, right? That's what we're talking about. Uh, this knowledge, once you get here, not, it's not all this made up fairy tales about public, private. Oh, you want to get into the private. What does that mean? What does a private trust mean? It means you create it yourself. That's all has no other meaning. Okay, it doesn't have another meaning. I wish that it had all these things like gravity has any meaning you want to give to it. It doesn't exist, so it could mean anything. You know what I'm saying? But a private trust only means one thing: you create it yourself. That's all it means, and it also has a synonym. It's called non-statutory. It's a non-statutory trust, also meaning private, also meaning one thing. You created it yourself, meaning also you didn't use a state agent to do it. That's what public trust means. A public licensed agent. Meaning the income we trust, the government gave a license to a lawyer, CPA, Secretary of State to say, oh, hey, I'll get you a trust. Here you go. You know what I mean? They have license to give you a certain kind of trust that their
Right.
license has said is okay to use because why? It's taxable.
Mhm.
You can hand out all the taxable trust you want and charge everybody. Of course, that's what their license for. I mean, if they're licensing it, wouldn't you want the taxes as far as not getting taxes? Would you prefer that? So, it's very clever the way they've done that. But no, everyone super wealthy is using private trusts. They create themselves. They have a lawyer explain how they do it. So, okay, sign right here. There you go. Okay. But not a regular licensed lawyer. No, no, no. You can't keep that license and tell people how to do this. But it's like, oh, I have a consultant for you. Da, 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 you know what I mean? But here, no, I just teach you. So another synonym, like a public, is statutory. Okay, media state agent. Statutory mean someone licensed by the state. So that's what difference is. That's Tim gave me an easy one. Thank you. To explain the difference because it's so basic, and everyone else on the internet, literally everyone besides myself, has another definition than that, but they don't have any proof,
Mhm.
right? What they do works. They don't have it. And yet every time someone comes up here, asks a question, I have a very basic answer. You know, I explain the principle a little bit, but the answer is basic. Private means you're creating like they're like, oh, in the private means, and then they can talk for a year on what the private means. It doesn't you don't even know what it means.
Yeah.
Like, what does that mean? I don't even know what you're talking about anymore. So no, but
And
let's
then
just
another sticking point on the private is like people think that it needs to be a secret and you can't show it to the bank or you can't show it to people. That's not what that means either.
That's true,
Um,
too. They're expecting a privacy. It's like, I don't know. This is a Christian loophole. Have you read that thing? You know what
right.
I mean? The book. Have you read that? In there it says there are people watching you all the time. Though you're not getting a God is always watching is a really heavy part of that book. Like you're not getting away with. There's no. But the good news is, because they've been so horrible to us, right? The whole
Mhm.
system, Big Brother, everything they can come up with has ruined us financially, basically. You know what I mean? It's stolen from us and said we owe this and just on and on and on with this BS. So it's a totally different change of your reality financially. Just be out in the open. I use one of these trusts like the Illuminati, whatever.
Right.
Except for I'm with God and they're on the other team. So but that's once you get to that level, everything's completely smooth. They will never mess with the trust because what? They would be messing with their own trust or leave that window open, which I would love to see them open.
Right.
I'd jump right through it. And they don't want me in there, or anyone else. No, this thing works perfectly, only for the ones that know what's up. And that's the way they like it. And that's why they don't like me. But I side with God and, you know, they have to follow their own rules or else their trust won't work for them.
That's
And
right.
so once we have proof. So, it's not about being private is my point. There's no secrets that need to be kept. Don't do anything illegal. No one cares anymore. They all care what you're doing and stuff, but they will leave you alone. Your finances are good. Go watch all the testimonials of, you know, I had this judgment. I had, people
Right.
come to me with like their backs are on fire. Well, I have this little problem, It's like, yeah, Lord, shh. Okay, let's get the paperwork done quickly for you. Okay, here we go. Just back from hell. And hey, I really need, yeah, sign right here. There you go. No, this stops all the problems go in the past because those entities like your person or whatever, usually the person, right, LLC, whatever is going on, it's not going to have anything anymore. Everything goes to the trust there. Okay, I'm Christian. Everything goes to God. It's not mine. Hands off. Whoop. Everything's safe. It's not yours. That's what they do. The Rockefellers own nothing, control everything. So they can't make it not work. Then they become exposed, and that's not going to work for them. No, the whole system is built on that. So everything's cool once you get to this level. It's totally different. It's like, I made it. It's like, yeah, but everything's fine in this room. So it's like when you get in the John Wick hotel. It's like, no,
Mhm.
no, there's no. You can go to the bar and drink. Everything's fine. No violence. No, none of that stuff in here. You made it. Okay, try and sit down over there. Try it. Sit down. It's like that, and I get it. I get it.
Right. Jetpack Joe, Jack, I have a revocable trust on court record instead of a will. Do you think I should use my revocable trust as a beneficiary on my irrevocable trust?
Oh boy. Oh man. Let's just I'm gonna burn the savannah now, okay? And then we're gonna replant. All right. Just to let you know. Thank you. Lightning strike. And animals run. Uh so a revocable trust is seen as a tax scam, literally by the IRS, which is kind of weird, right? You would think, because that's all the kind of trust that lawyers and CPAs and the Secretary of State gives out is revocable trust. Well, the IRS doesn't give out trust, so it's kind of
Right.
cool that they're like, "Here's a license you can give them out," and guess what? None of them are good. But it's for a tax reason. I'm an accountant, right? So what does revocable mean in relation to a trust? It means you could revoke the movement of assets forward to a trust back to a taxable entity. And so the IRS says, well, if you can move them back, well, we're going to tax you with the highest rate of the two choices, which is just the IRS's way. If you actually moved them to a non-taxable entity like this trust, well, okay, then you're not going to move back now. Okay, they're not taxable. It's that simple. You see what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So revocable trusts are for fools that are, bound to end up in dire consequences with the IRS stealing everything they have if they have anything of value. That's what they are for. Lawyers and the IRS are thieves. And so that's what they are. Lawyers write themselves into different trusts and stuff. I'm not like put me in a trust. No, I'm not in anyone's trust, literally no one's. I'm not. I'm not. So no, this is I recommend you start with yourself and off you go. You see what I'm saying? So that's why you never want to use a revocable trust for anything ever, 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 ever. go burn that thing, get rid of the bank accounts, get rid of everything to do with everything with that revocable thing. It will only cause you massive problems. Do not, it's a, everything that is great about this trust and getting you out of everything with them, that trust has an opposite effect. So trusts are very, uh, dangerous to the wrong hands. So the God we trust is right in the world. I mean, it's just, that's why only someone with the right heart can give this stuff out and gets the information and copyrights and it helps the people 7 days a week. I understand the value of this. I you know, whatever, good or ill, whatever, sit next to the devil, getting the offer of $485 million cash will just sort things right out. Let me tell you. So that's the way. None of this is complex, or I'm not going to go evil or nothing. I seen both sides fold to the top. Who's running everything? And there's nothing here that interests me in any way, shape, or form except for helping people get their soul and their assets and their children and their whatever they have, away from this government and those creatures that I don't even think are human, get it out of their hands and don't have no involvement from them whatsoever. I'm
Mhm.
Christian. Okay. Okay. I'm Christian. Like, get away from my money, my children, my family, my real estate, my tax. I have to give everything to God, so I can't give you taxes. So go away.
Right.
Uh, in fact, I'll take some more of whatever you got and I'll be putting it in the trust for God. And if I need something, I'll be using it, because I'm Christian and God watches over me. It's always that simple. You see, this is a very simple loophole. It's a Christian loophole. You got to be thinking of it that way, everyone, because they're going to test you if not. Boy, I'm Christian. You go straight to the religious thing because what are they going to say?
Right.
Wait, what, can't be a Christian in America? What happened? Even the Nazis let you be Christian. uh, what the? You know what I'm saying? Like Hitler at least was murdered the bankers, and let you be a Christian. He had some other negatives. You know what I'm saying? But
Mhm.
I'm just saying, at least America, we have to get up to Hitler. What? What? I can't be a Christian. You see what I'm saying? Uh, they're not going to go at the religious. They don't want it because first of all, it's super true, and they signed the wrong trust. And of course, we're completely screwed if there's no God, which I'm not. I'm totally
Right.
alive and talking to you every week, so apparently God is real because I'm alive. You know what I mean? Teaching this to people every day. No problem mentoring everyone. No problem. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Instagram. Yeah, I'm out there. This is completely legal. They just try and make it so I can't be seen, but they can't make it so I'm dead. God watches over me, watches
Right.
over the assets. No, they know they're over there in the shadows doing who cares anymore, right? Your stuff's over here. You got a family to watch over. You're just, take what I can and just stand in my life. Okay. What is that? 6 feet. Okay. Yeah. Just, I don't want to hear just whatever you're going to say, go 6 feet away and just talk in the other direction. Okay. Very good. Nice to see you. Right. Okay. Then leave. All right. That's good. We did good. I'll let you know if I need anything. Okay. That's how we wanted them.
Um, I don't know if you wanna check Instagram to make sure, that we, didn't miss anybody over there.
We're getting a few people popping in and out, but we're not getting questions.
Alright. George has made the show. He's put it in a trust for Christ, and you're basically living under the vow of poverty at that point because you just simply don't own anything. You have to trust that the trust will take care of you. And then
Just
he adds, some
perfectly.
of the rich people that do this have multiple aircraft and not the little Piper Cessna Cubs either. They trust buys them their airplanes. They don't own them. The trust owns the airplanes.
True, and one of the largest, entities on earth are trusts, BlackRock, Vanguard, but really one of the largest, asset valuation entities that exist out there in public, a REIT, right? A real estate investment trust.
Hmm.
As that's a trust. It's right in the name. So, people are like, well, can I get financing? Well, the largest, entities that exist got money to buy the largest pieces and most valuable pieces of real estate that exist. So as say Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, this is what they use to run everything is trust. And these little sub corporations are just for the pause. They're going to get taxed out of their way shortly. You know, you got to run a business. Okay, we'll watch over you. Hey, you had success. Well, let's just copy what you did and put it in Walmart. All right, you had a business. Great. And pay your taxes. America.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's America right there. Let's just steal your IP. No, that's China. Yeah, steal the IP over what? Walmart. Oh, that's a great idea. Oh, we'll have it on our shelves by next week. Okay, here's your not a check, and we know where you live. Don't try anything. Okay, we'll barter you. All right, great. Thanks, Walmart. Hey, entrepreneurs are great. Yeah, no, we live in America. You know what I mean? Like other people want to come here. We live here. It's like no, yeah, we live here already. We kind of that whole thing about get out is not as easy as you would hope. It's not like
Mm.
they're take a train down to Mexico and live in the wonderful area where all the people from America leftville. And it's like there's no what are you talking about? Like this place is it's better than the devil you know up here somewhere. That's the way it is, it's like uh I don't know, maybe you think this is funny, maybe it isn't, but I had to go to the dentist and my wife would say, "Oh, she's really sweet. She's from Haiti and she works with people. She's a great dentist. She really is. And she is really sweet. And she does work, for free for Haitian refugees and such. She's from Haiti. And she goes back there and does it and stuff like that. She's wonderful." And I said to my wife, I was like, because I paid for the dentist, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, oh, dude, isn't it great to know someone's poorer than us? You know what I'm saying? Because unless you saw me a shoulder to deli, you ain't gonna be one of them. So you might as well, at some point, your jokes have to improve, because you know what I mean. Your bank account's gonna suck because you're with God, because your reward is elsewhere, and that is mentioned. You're gonna get by, but your reward here is like, you're gonna watch all those evil people just literally throwing piles of money on social media. It's like, oh, nah, it's still not worth it. You do like you think I got a tattoo where you're what?
George is becoming a world traveler. Wants to know if the trust works in Iran and in Libya and Russia and communist China.
You know what? Um, I mean, of course, in the spiritual aspect, just back from India, nobody touched me, and I did have I mean, I stayed in one place longer than elsewhere, like 6 weeks in this one hotel, and they had armed round the clock army stationed right outside my door in India. 6 weeks in a row, 24-hour shifts, machine
Mm.
guns. Uh, they watch over me very carefully. I mean, yeah, and be like, "Hey, how you doing?" And like, "Hey," and then I'd be like, "Oh man, what? Let me try that. I'm gonna shoot up. Don't worry. I'm gonna shoot up. Let me try that thing. I'm gonna shoot up, right? I'm not gonna shoot anywhere. I'm gonna shoot up."
Yeah.
I do
But
that at
what goes up
airports.
must come down. The
No, I do that
bullets.
at airports too with them guys. I'm like, "I'm gonna shoot up. What? Can I try that thing?" Just making fun of them is so lets them know you're so not afraid of them. Where you start to like poke fun at their scowl. I've got this. It's like, yeah, well, I'm gonna mess with your little Tim Man scowl. Ha. Uh, we need that attitude. I recommend this too because I think we need an attitude adjustment up here, people. Not us necessarily here, but I think the place does. And, not that he wrote it right, but there was a really good script written back in the jump. And Abby Hoffman had a book, and I read it recently. Steal this book. It's the Yippie Bible. You know what I mean? And one particular hippie's like, I'll name it. He's given the cast as a fallen angel of this. Well, some of this has an ethos. It's not loving God. There's no God in there, but it's more about loving your brothers and sisters, the commandment too, right? and it's more about the attitude on the pigs and the government. It's like 1970, you know what I'm saying? And it's just they don't want the man in their business, you know. And it's just really, and so that was the way he named the book, "Steal This Book." And he's like, "Don't give anything to my publisher, even just go steal the book." That's how, you know. So it's an attitude adjustment. I don't recommend, there's some like guns and bombs stuff in there. Of course, I'm not into that, but it's more about making it fun and funny instead of just being hippies. Let's just be yippies, you know. Let's make a
Hmm.
game out of this thing, which it is. So we're winning now. You see this thing? We got the trust. We're getting their money, and our family's safe. So let's poke some fun at it. Let's make it more of like a game up on them. Because let me tell you, when you get to the highest level and they don't mess with you at all, we start making it funny with them as the main character of your joke. They
Hmm.
don't like that. And so they're like, okay, he gets it, fine. She gets it. Okay, let's they get annoyed when you start making the, oh, comedy, what? Give me that mic. No, they hate that. Or filming that until, you know, you kind of get to the comedy and pulling up the phone if needed. They might give you a hard time, but after that, hey, just make them someone else's problem. Here's your paperwork. There you go. Nice to see you, sir. Okay, goodbye. That's all they do. It's nice. You know, it's a different way to be treated when you have this knowledge or you have the trust. So I really recommend everyone jump in here and do this. Okay. I know Tim's got something else too. So we're in our final minutes here.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at the stream timer is less than the real time. So yeah, we'll wrap that up. Peter says I read that book in the early 2000s.
It's good. It's a real classic, you know, and it's its ethos and a mentality of sort of like going against a man and having some fun at it, but not no violence or nothing like that. We're with God. We don't need that.
And First Peter 2:24. I don't know if it's Peter's name, but I think he's quoting Peter there. But he's got a little cat like you got Merlin there. But he's asking, I think this was for me, where's your real estate office, Florida? I work up in Connecticut, New York area, but there's almost 90,000 agents. So if you need somebody in Florida, I can help you. Reach out to me in the classroom, and I'm happy to help.
And when you do something like that, Tim, you know, goes through the thing with you. So
Yeah.
yeah, so you don't lose Tim in the process. So yeah, no, you can use him wherever you are, like you said. Uh, he's got that license, so he's got that affiliation. Sorry,
Yes.
it's wonderful.
So I'm just going to put this one up, libertygateacademy.org, products, McCaig Mastery Trust. There is what is a
20%
autumnal?
off. We bundle it all already. It's like 75% off. But off of that bundle, right, it's going from 2000 to, no, I'm sorry, 2500 to 2000 this weekend for a couple days only. That's it. And then it's gonna go away. So you know, we're getting out of summer, we're getting into, let's get down to business, right? The fall. So this is a vernal equinox this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, starting tomorrow. Might be even started now. Go have a
So
look.
the fall is coming and the prices are falling. Take
Right.
advantage.
That's right. And so this is when the fallen angels fall. How's the name? So the fall. That you know. You know, yeah. And if you want any of the spiritual information that maybe not everyone was, I started, and my joke is I started in the bottom chakra and I work your way up. Okay. But if you work your way up and you want the spiritual information, Jesus Christ Trust.net. Sundays at noon, I go live, and there's a lot of information over there. If you're into the spiritual side of things, like uh, one Peter, whatever that thing was. So I'm curious what that is. You should one Peter. Hey, you should be like click, and then you should post the quote should pop up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
First, because I'm like, what is that? It doesn't. I don't know that one I've had. Anyway, you got me curious.
Maybe you put that one in. Eckert Energy. I'm concerned about my business activity being done with the trust being determined as unrelated business income if the Secretary of Treasury makes that determination.
Yeah,
IRC's.
that's a bunch of BS stuff to other statutory trusts. It doesn't relate to non-statutory private trusts. Doesn't relate. This is you create it yourself. That quote comes from this all, hey, we're changing this business the way we do trusts. Statutory trusts, the trusts
Yes.
you could create with licensing with them. Yeah, that all relates to them, not to this trust. But yeah. Doesn't relate.
Can you share the video how to register with the Secretary of State?
Yeah,
It's inside
totally,
the.
totally. Where you're in the classroom, I'm sorry, where you're logged in as a student, it's in there, okay? It's
Mhm.
a video in there, and it's, has a title, how to register like that. If you don't find a course, right? And you're like, "Oh, my inbound course, I can't find it."
Right.
Email us, contact@libertyaidacademy.org. Tammy is there. She's gonna be like, "Oh, hey," she'll send you a photo or whatever you need. She's answered so many times, she'll tell you exactly where it is. Okay, if you're ever
Yep.
missing, that's not my thing. Tammy and I are both here. She's more those logistics and stuff. Contact at Liberty Academy. That way you could go back and forth to that. She gets the right link. Boom, you're in. Oh, there it is. Okay. Appreciate
And First Peter says thank you, and Eckert says amazing and thank you. So 2 thank yous. I guess we should call it there.
that. Call it at the tape. Call it at
That's
the
right.
tape. All right, at the finish line here. Tim Judge, hey, you need a great realtor. He's your guy. Now works work everywhere now. What?
Yes,
That's amazing and
all
really
50
good.
states.
I mean,
So
it's
yes,
you can trust who's a realtor. Come on, right? Who's not in Canada? That's Jamie. No, I'm kidding.
yeah,
What you can do Canada now?
would
You can even recommend
I
her.
we could. We could. I'll have to talk to Jamie about that.
You
But
do.
yeah,
She's
but we've got you covered if you got anywhere you want to do some real estate, and if you want to do how we combine it with a trust, I'm happy to talk about that too. That'd be great.
I mean, talk
That'd be
about a
great.
knowledgeable individual. You're trying to handle, the most expensive transaction of your life. You really was someone with the right heart who's going to watch over you. That's Tim. Okay. All right. Next week, Thursday at 7, it's going to be us again, everyone. Okay.
That's right. And
Sorry.
Jetpack Joe, great idea. 23 people watching. Hit that like button. Please like, share, and subscribe for YouTube so
Hey,
we
you know what?
can
You know what?
show that we're
I noticed something recently. More people are coming to the school and stuff now. I think people have whatever has happened recently. I think people are actually sharing this information on social media, and that's like hasn't happened for years. So I want to say, whoever's doing that, thank you for doing that. It's helping people. People are coming. It really matters. So thank you. They don't want us to be seen. You help
Mhm.
it. I want to say I appreciate it. Thank you. I'll
And
see
say
you next week.
First Peter says the Bible verse means by his stripes, the wounds, you are healed.
That's
It's
right. Just
already
because
done.
the stripes, right? 64 is going to heal Alpha Omega. You were right about that. With some more information, go check that out. Okay, people. Next Thursday, 7 p.m. Tim Judge, John Jack, whoever he is, McCaig. We'll see you next week.
There it is. Thank you, everybody. Have a good one.